Hello guys, welcome back to another fantastic video. Now today, I have a really cool story, and it's gonna be different, alright? I haven't told a story like this before, so maybe there'll be more to come, depends on when I get off groundation and stuff. So just a quick update, um, real quick, there's gonna be one reason why I might not be posting for a while. And then there's gonna be 3 to 4 snowboarding stories that I have to tell. Today is day 28 for my groundation, which is December. Let's see. Let me check the date real quick for you guys. Yeah, December 17th. All right, so let's do this. First reason is that my phone gets shut off probably Friday if I don't get my grades to was like threes solid, and we have like a grading system between a 0 and a 4, and majority of like my classes I have threes in, but there's like English, math, and German I don't have at threes, and threes are like 80 to a 90 basically. Yeah, so if I don't get those 3 classes up to threes by Friday, then my phone will get shut off and I won't have anything, and I won't be able to make videos like I am right now. But who knows, I might be able to sneak away to be able to make a video. I'm not really sure yet. So let's get started. So, oh gosh, where should I start? Well, I was in a snowboarding accident. Let's just start with that. I was over at this mountain called Shawnee Peak. It's a mountain next to my house, and I'm hanging out with my friend Andrew, and we're chilling, we're going down the mountain, and there's a trail that's like beginner, and it has like two trails that like you can go on, and it's called just Bunny. But so you have like the right of Bunny, then you have left of Bunny, then you have Pine, um, Kangamangus, and then Black Diamond. But Black Diamond is pretty much, Kangamangus is like a part of it in a way. So it's complicated, but I could draw you out a map if I had to. So I'm going down Pine, which is kind of like I'm not a beginner, so I'm not going to go on Bunny, but I've been snowboarding for a while, and just to start, I want to do something simple. And Pine's kind of like more harder than Bunny, but it's just something to start off for people that have been snowboarding for a while. And usually people that have experienced snowboarding, they'll go on an easy trail instead of a hard trail immediately, so they can get their bearings and get back into, snowboarding or skiing. I'm a snowboarder, so I'm going to be speaking from my perspective as a snowboarder. I'm not going to be speaking a skier perspective because I haven't done that before. I mean, I have, but it's not something I do a lot. I don't have my own set of skis. I have a snowboard. So Andrew and I are at the top of Pine, and we're going down, and we've gone through like a few trails, and it's getting late, and we're hanging out with these 2 girls, and we're trying to get their number. They're like really hot, and it was very icy and chunky out. So I'm going down the mountain with Andrew. Andrew gets ahead of me with these girls, and they kind of stop for a second because my straps took a little bit. Because my snow pants are so baggy, it's kind of hard to do my straps. I just got new snow pants and new gear, so should be fine this year. So I'm going down the mountain, and I get my straps done, and after maybe 30, 40 seconds going down, like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, like that, I hit this piece of ice, this big chunk of ice. And I do an ollie, and ollie is where you pull up on your board, and you get like the bottom of your board is like almost touching the ground, and the top is up in the air. So I do an ollie, but I just like skyrocket forward, and I get like 4 feet of air, and my board's at like almost like a 90-degree angle. I can't really even explain it, but you know, uh, yeah, it's like, yeah. So I'm just going forward. Like it's almost like I'm gonna go fly towards the sky, like you know. And I have 4 feet of air. I'm looking around. I'm looking at these girls, and they're like, "Oh my God, he just got a lot of air." So I'm like, "Hey, why don't I do a 360?" So I throw my arms. Like I basically, it's like if you're ever just like swinging your arms back and forth and you have your arms like fully extended, I basically did that, and I let my arms wrap around my back, and I did a 360, and then I hit the ground and I landed it. But you have toe edge and heel edge, and the way you face a board is like it's just like a skateboard. The only difference is where your toes are facing, that's your toe edge, and where your heels are facing, that's your heel edge. So I landed straight down, but my heel edge kind of gave out whenever I landed because I landed at like a certain angle, and I just twisted, bounced against the ground twice, and I split my kidney. It took me 10 minutes to get up, and then I went to home, and then I found out like that there was something wrong. I'm not gonna go into that. On the way to the hospital, I went into shock, and then they stuck the IV in me like 10 times, and they finally got it. Long story short, I got out of the hospital, and I was okay. Another story is I was going down Black Diamond, and I'm hanging out with my friend Carter, and majority of the time I'm hanging out with Carter, but these are different time periods. This happened a little bit earlier on in the year before my snowboarding accident, and this happened all last year. So we're going through the trails and we're cutting through the trails, and we end up going around towards Bunny. And at the very, very last trail to the right side of the mountain, where Bunny is, the right side, not the left side of Bunny, there's like this field that like you could just go across if you like, I don't know, like it's not a part of the trail, but you can go across it if you get too much speed and you can just wipe out into that. This guy who's like uh, 40, he gets so much speed. I swear to God, this guy's going like 20, 30 miles an hour, and he's just on, like, he's carving, and carving's where you're on your toe edge and heel edge constantly, and you're just like, it's almost like I don't know. Whenever you're going down the mountain, you usually head like kind of left, and then you switch and you go kind of right. But as soon as you get more speed, you start to straighten out. And this guy's like leaning back and forth. This guy goes around this corner and goes straight into that field, but like he hits the edge of the field and jumps like off this, like there's like kind of a ditch on both sides of the trails. So he went and he met the corner where the ditch was and where the edge of the field was, and he launched off and got maybe I can't even say, it was like 7 or 8 feet of air, hit this tree and went into like cardiac arrest and just started spazzing out and having like a heart attack. It was horrible. Like every worst thing that you could possibly picture was happening. Like he was just like he flopping around on the ground, and he after he fell from like because he landed in the tree, fell back and like just fell off the tree. So next thing you know, this guy is like freaking out, and I have my phone. I tried like opening my phone, and at that time period, I didn't have the phone that I had now. I had the 6 Plus or something, and it would die as soon as it like went out into the cold. And I don't know why I would do that, but the battery was just crap. So I pull it out, it dies instantly. I look at my friend Carter. I'm like, dude, call 911. We need to call somebody. This is bad. And he's like, oh, okay, okay. Pulls out the phone, calls 911, and next thing I know, we're going down the mountain and we're trying to talk to this woman called Miss Diane, or Diane, and she works at the mountain. She's like a manager, and like my parents work there too, just as a side job to help pay for like family trips and stuff. And I'm like, hey, like this guy went, and he started like spazzing out. We explained the story, and she was like, oh well, they have medics up there right now, and everybody was kind of rushing around trying to figure out like what was happening. And he turned out to be okay, and he got the attention he needed. Third story. Third and fourth story are actually kind of funny. So I had pulled out my phone, and this is probably my second year of snowboarding. I pull out my phone and I start recording, and I'm like, hey, this is gonna go on YouTube. This is gonna be great. I'm not even sure if I posted the video, but check through the channel and see if I did. Um, I'm going down the mountain and I'm hanging out with this group of people that I don't usually hang out with. Danny, Katie, and this another girl named Katie, and this other kid named Alex. Now I'm not gonna give last names, so you can assume whoever if you do go to my school. So we're going down the mountain, and I end up pulling out my phone, and everybody's like, yo, you okay? You good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. and I end up wiping out, and I fly about 4 feet in the video, and then doosh, right in the snow, and my phone is lodged in the snow. I had to like find it, I had to dig it out and find it, and it was crazy. And I'm like watching this video, and we're all laughing our asses off. We were dying, and it was like the funniest thing. And then my phone died, so I didn't get to post it at the time. So I'm not really sure if I did post it. I'm pretty sure I did. Um, and then our fourth story. I'm pretty sure this is our fourth. Oh God. Okay. This one's really funny. So I'm hanging out with my boy Andrew, who's like almost my neighbor, and my friend Carter, and we're going down the mountain, and I think we cut through Black Diamond, and we're going down Pine, which meets up with this other trail that doesn't really have a name. I guess Bunny has two trails, Pine has basically like two trails, otherwise known as the jumps. And so yeah, we go through Pine, and we end up going towards like down. Like there's almost like this big hill, and then like that's it. Like at the end of the mountain, there's this hill, then you go back onto the ski lifts and stuff. And we're on the hill, and we're all racing, and we got like we got like, you know, like 15, 20 miles an hour. We are racing down this mountain. We are going fast. Andrew and we stop and we wait. I think we were like part of a bigger group of people, but they had already gotten down, and we were just waiting for Carter because he was about maybe like 60 feet, 70 feet behind us. Anyways, so we stop like all of a sudden, and we're using our heels, and we're good. Carter's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And he flies by us, and he gets maybe 10 feet in front of me, and he turns right, and he stops. And just like he was carving, and he was going like really fast carving, so he's using toe edge, heel edge. And then when he turns right, he's facing directly down the mountain. And he like, instead of using heels, he uses toes immediately. So this kid flies like 4 feet forward, full on, board off the ground, hands in the air, like Superman. And this kid hits this little skier girl that's like maybe like 6 years old going down the mountain. And she flies by us. And Carter goes, "Ah!" And this little girl turns around, and she's screaming for her life. She's screaming for her life. She's like, "Ah!" And then like all of a sudden Carter hits her like at an angle. I don't even know how he hit her, but like he hit her, and then he hit the ground, bounced, and I guess like the bounce lifted this girl up, and she flew. She flew like 8 feet, wiped out. Skis went like across like the mountain, and this girl is gone. Like when she hit the ground, like this girl literally got like, I can't even say, like 3 feet of air, and she just flew. Like she was gone, and we are laughing. Andrew and I are dying. Carter gets up with a mouthful of snow. He's like, "Hi guys," and we are dying. I swear to God, it was like the funniest thing in the world. Carter's like, like, I can't even mimic his laugh. If you've ever seen like Haunted House or A Haunted House, they have a Haunted House 1 and they have a Haunted House 2. The black guy in Malcolm, picture him screaming. If you've seen that, even watch the trailer, Haunted House Malcolm. Please watch that. This kid is like, oh my God, his scream was like Malcolm from Haunted House. It was so funny. And after maybe 30 minutes of Andrew and I just dying, like crying, like we got back up and we meet down with the other people, and that was it. It was the funniest thing. And of course, there's been like other accidents where like, you know, I hit a rail or something and I just slip and like hit my face off the rail. You know, Carter's hit his junk right off the rail. Like they have these little red rails, almost like a shred rail. That's kind of like a squarish rectangle thing. And you know, like a skateboarder would like hop on and just go down like, you know how a skateboarder would do it. Yeah, that's how a snowboarder would do it. It's just we don't have wheels. That's the same concept, I guess. Except we're using like edges instead of leaning. Well, I mean, there's still leaning and stuff. It's all about balance, really. You know, skiing's like, And personally, skiing seems easier, but you have to maintain both skis because you have two skis. Snowboarding, it's just about balance. I recommend snowboarding because I think it's harder. You know, skiing you can go faster, stop easier and stuff, but snowboarding it's just like a lot of leaning and balance and rhythm. That's why it's kind of fun whenever you put in earbuds and you just listen to music and go down. But with that, I hope that concludes this video. Please leave a like below, comment below, subscribe, join us in the next video. Please check out our best of 2018 playlist, our hype playlist, and our chill playlist. And chill if you're like laying down, you're in a depressed mood, happy mood kinda, or you're just like really tired and want to mellow out. So yeah, with that,